So you've just got an offer accepted. Wow, congratulations. Well, did you know that right now, because of the current predicament in housing, only about 60 to 65% of transactions that go into contract will actually close. So let's start going over some of the things that can actually happen to derail your transaction, and maybe you can do a few things about it and save it and not go back out looking for another buyer, especially in this day and age. Hi, if we haven't met, my name is Eric Hudson. I am a real estate agent here in the Las Vegas area, and every single day, great folks like you are reaching out to me and my team, and we are here to help you as much as we possibly can. If you need our help, just call, text, or email. Our information is in the info tab, and we will get right back to you and help you out as best as we can. So now you have an offer. It is not time to relax, because you know why? Like I said before, 60 to 65% of transactions will actually go to close. There are so many ways that this transaction can go off the rails. So let's go over a few of them, and hopefully we can find ways to help you out where you end up completing your transaction. So the number one way that real estate transactions go off track is the appraisal. Let's just be honest. When you put your house on the market, you wanted the most money humanly possible. So what you did is you asked for the most amount for the list price, and your agent obliged, because it is up to you how you set your list price. Well, let's say someone comes along and offers you your list price. We're going to use a hypothetical figure right now, $450,000. Okay, so they offer you $450,000. Well, unless they're paying cash, they're going to have to get an appraisal, because the bank wants to make sure they're going to get their money back. And the appraiser's job is to make sure that that buyer is paying a fair price, and that if something were to happen, the bank gets their money back. So they do that by valuing the property. And they don't value it based on what you want for the property, but what the current market value is. I'm not going to go too deep into how appraisals actually work. That can be another video. But what I want to tell you is they're not trying to steal from you. They're trying to protect the bank, because the borrower is borrowing money to buy your house. And that bank wants to make sure if that borrower defaults, that they get their money back. So I hate to be the one to tell you, things have changed. 6 months ago, if you put that hypothetical $450,000 house on the market and someone offers you $450,000 for it and it appraised at $420,000, a lot of times they would give you the difference. A lot of times you'd put it on the market for $450,000, they'd offer you $480,000. They'd appraise for $420,000 and they'd give you the difference. Well, when interest rates went up to 6% and the fact that they're about to go up again, that changed. We hit a big wall, and buyers are no longer willing to do this. So one of the things you need to start thinking about is what you actually are going to get for the house. It may not be your list price. Again, if you set your list price too high in this day and age, you're not even going to be able to sell that house, let alone worry about an appraisal. So when that appraisal comes back, right now, buyers are not willing to pay that difference. You need to get that, and you can't just start going to your agent. I know you're going to do this. Well, they need to reevaluate it. I need this money. Well, guess what? If you're selling your house, there's a good chance you're buying a house. Kind of the opposite of what was happening before. You were getting $50,000 over, and you may have had to pay $50,000 over on the next house. Although I did have one individual not too long ago, back when things were really good. They moved here and they went, well, I want to make sure that I'm not going to pay over what the list price is. That happened to us when we sold our house and we had all these offers and they paid $50,000 over. I'm not willing to do that. I do recognize the fact that you certainly were willing to take the $50,000 over, but that's another story. Go ahead and figure out what the house is really going to be valued at. Your agent can run the comps for you, the comparable properties that have sold, how the appraiser is going to do it. So there won't be any surprises. If your agent says it's worth 420 and the appraisal comes back at 420, it was worth 420. As much as we may have wanted that 450, these are the truths. The next one has to do with the inspection. Roofing. Oh my goodness. Here in the Las Vegas Valley, where I'm living at, about 80% of the roofs have issues. A lot of times you're going to come back with an appraiser and they're going to tell you about the roofing issues. Unfortunately, some buyers are going to freak out about that. You can go ahead and get a pre-appraisal, get a roofing company out, have them look at that roof, see if there's anything that needs to be done to it. Because the buyers now have all of a sudden, like a Thanos snap, come in and gone, I want a perfect house. 6 months ago, they just wanted a house. Now, all of a sudden, they want a perfect house. C'est la vie. One of the big issues you're going to have is going to be that roof. You may want to take care of that ahead of time. And for the buyers out there, I'm going to tell you something that no one else is going to tell you. I've already told it to you. 80% of roofs here have issues. You're probably going to end up in a fight with the seller if you start asking for roof issues to be fixed. You really need to talk to your real estate agent and talk to that inspector, because some of the things they put down on that report are there for, how do you say it? CYA. Because if something happens in the future, everyone's always looking to blame someone else. So they want to be without blame. And they're going to put all kinds of stuff in there. Even though the tiles may be cracked on the roof. You know what? The tiles were cracked last year. They were cracked the year before that. Neighbor across the street's tiles are cracked, and it causes no issues. But they're going to report those cracked tiles. And they may even go even further to frighten you and tell you what the problems with the cracked tiles are. You know what it takes to fix a cracked tile? Glue. I'm being serious. Most of the roofing companies, unless you're going to replace the tile, they have special glue. They're just going to go up there and glue it. You don't have to freak out about a roof. What you have to freak out about is if the underlayment has been damaged. So you're going to have to actually get a roofing company out there for that. And if you've been having leaks in your roof, your seller, go ahead and fix that. You don't even want to try to hide it, because not only you're going to be buying them a new roof, if you try to hide it and you somehow think you're getting away with it, when they find out, they're not only going to get a new roof, you're going to owe them a roof times 3, according to what state you're in and the laws of that state. Here in Nevada, you owe treble damages. So would you rather go get the roof fixed, disclose it, or buy somebody a new roof times 3? It's up to you. Next one that can derail. Now, even though it's rare here in Las Vegas, because we have a drier climate, it's a dry heat, mold. If you see black or green fuzzy stuff in your house, go take care of it, because you're not going to hide it. The inspector is going to find it more than likely. And when they do, the first thing the buyer is going to want to do is have a mold inspection at your expense. If it's not mold, you didn't pay all that for nothing. Go ahead and get that mold remediated. It's only going to cost you a few $100, and it is going to save you so much time, effort, and pain just to bring that mold company out, take care of that little mold spot. If it's not mold, you've got the report right there in front of you. When I say a few $100, I mean a few $100 to have bring them out and fix it. If you're just bringing them out and there's no mold, it's like $150, $200 or so. So would you rather spend $150, $200 now, or fight for a month over something that doesn't exist? And if it does exist, you get it fixed. And if it's that bad where it costs thousands, call your insurance company, because it's going to be a lot worse if you try to wait. Worst thing you can do is try to cheap things out to think you're going to get more money. The only thing it's going to do is cost you more in the end, especially in this day and age when housing is moving so slow and there are so many people putting their houses on the market so they can try to catch the peak, which is already peaked. Now, the next thing is that structure. Sometimes when buyers, especially a few months ago, were looking at a house, they didn't pay as close of attention as they should. Now they're paying attention to things. They're paying attention to those stress cracks that most of the houses here have because of the settling soil. If you have, bad walls that need to be fixed, it is a lot cheaper to fix your walls than you think. Bring in a handyman, they can fix it. You'll be surprised how quickly they can fix it. Because when people show up for that inspection, now they're there for 3 hours. Now they're looking. I didn't notice that before. The inspector notices. They put it in there in their report. Buyer notices. Remember, only 60 to 65% are going to close right now. Got a tale to tell you right now, real quick. Client contacted me while I was in a CE class today. He goes, I want to go see this house. So I, contact the agent, sitting there while I'm in my class. It's like, oh, we just accepted an offer. We're good. I'm like, tell my buyer, he's like, well, I still like to see it, see what we can do. Get back, say, can we get an appointment? We can make a backup offer. And then about 15 minutes later, our offer fell through. When can you bring your buyer by? So, yeah, these things fall through quick. The buyer wanted to know, well, why did it fall through? I wanted to go because it fell through. I actually had a buyer that I actually put in last week. We went through 4 houses. Offer, accepted. Oh my goodness, this new house came on, because so many new houses are coming on. This new house came on, let's go see it. Oh, I love it. Okay, this is the house for us. Oh my God. Put an offer, get it accepted. Oh my God, did you see the house that came on this morning? We went through this 4 times. That's what's going through buyers' heads right now. You have to understand that. And screaming at your real estate agent ain't gonna do nothing, because they don't control what's in other people's heads. And what's in other people's heads right now is great houses are coming on the market. In the last 3 days, out with this buyer, and I just wrote an offer. I'm hoping they're gonna be signing it soon here. The houses just kept getting better and better. They were gorgeous. It was a hard decision. So hopefully we're gonna be able to get something done today. The next issue, water. Water is insidious. It gets into the foundation and the cracks of your home, and it destroys it from the inside. This is another reason why you should get a pre-inspection before you put your house on the market. It's only going to cost you a few $100, and it will save you so much time, save you so much effort. And the best part is, you ready for this? Did you know if you get an inspection ahead of time and you have that inspection, let's say all the little nit noise stuff you go ahead and get fixed, that's only going to cost you maybe $1,000 or something. Did you know your house sells for more money? That's a proven fact. If you go and get an inspection and actually fix the items and then present that to whoever's trying to buy your house, most of them are going to run an inspection. The few that do, all they're going to do is check to make sure the stuff in the inspection got done that you said got done. All you got to do is present it to them. We already had an inspection done. We already had the stuff. Here are the receipts. Houses like that sell for more money. Wow, you mean I spend $1,500 more and I get $10,000 more? Wow. Because some people don't want to do that. These are things, especially in this day and age when housing is slowing down, that you want to start thinking about doing. The next one, I'm afraid you may not be able to do anything about. It's your neighbors. If your neighbors aren't cutting the grass, maybe the first time they roll through, the buyers didn't notice it. The next time they roll through with that inspector during due diligence, they noticed it. They saw it. And yeah, they're ready to move on. There's nothing you can do about that. I'm afraid, I'm going to have to be very honest. You're done on it. When they come in and they see the neighbor they don't like, especially with as many houses as we have on the market now, they're going to bounce. I don't have good news for you on that one. The next issue, a cloudy title. What I mean by a cloudy title, it's kind of like when you work with a buyer and they go, oh, I know my credit's good. We don't have to worry about that. We're just going to go and look for houses and I'll apply for a loan later, and you go in and they find out that there was a bankruptcy that they never had, and it takes them 6 months to clear it up. That's why I always tell buyers, I don't care how great you think your credit is, you don't know what's out there, and it can destroy you. First thing you need to do, you need to get your title searched. Find out if somebody's done liens on your house. In my state, Nevada, all I got to do is go down to the county recorder's office. I can put a lien on your house. You know, I'm surprised no scam artist has done this. Go find houses that just got under contract, run immediately to the county recorder and put a lien on the house, and then say, like, if you want that taken off, I'll take, XYZ amount. I'm surprised nobody's done that. I don't want to give anybody any ideas. I'm just surprised. You may have a wife you didn't know about. I'm not joking. I'm not joking. There's all kinds of claims that could have been laid against that title. That can be done easily and checked out with a title search. Most title companies are going to do this. They'll give like an agent an app where they can do 20 a month. When they show up and before that house is listed, have them run that prelim for you and at least go like through. It's like, do you see anything on my title that's sticking out? Do you see any liens against my house? Any of that stuff? It may behoove you to do that. And another thing you have to think about in the title, you may not have done this, or you may have. Some people got paid from the water district to rip out their lawns. So they ripped out their lawns, they got the little money, they put the gravel down and everything. You came along, you're going like, oh, I don't mind, it was nice gravel. Next person wanted a lawn. Yeah, they have to abide by that. They go through the title, they find that it's an encumbrance against the property. They may cancel during their due diligence. Nothing you can do about that except for to know it ahead of time and check with the county to see if they will let you buy out of it. You may have to give them like a few $1,000 to be able to put a lawn in. Because if somebody has an issue, you need to be prepared for that. Now, I don't know about your area, but here in Vegas, things just kind of get done. Sometimes they're done without permits when permits were required. There's a lot of things around here that people don't realize you have to have permits for. You put in a new water heater, you need a permit for that. Putting in a new front door where you have to change the frame out, you want to put one of those nice frames in, that requires a permit. Most people don't go do that. Now, it may not get caught. You may not have caught it when you bought your house. You may have done it yourself. You may want to be prepared if that is found by someone, because there are some diligent appraisers out there, especially on VA loans, that are going to look for that and go like, was this permitted? I remember a house sale a year ago, I was representing the buyer, where they put in this really nice decorative like fireplace thing, the ones with the fake fire. Actually, no, it wasn't fake. It was gas powered. But look, that super modern thing, it looks really good. It seems that in Clark County, you have to have a permit to put one of those in. They didn't get a permit. And you know what? I see a lot of those around here. And just because that VA appraiser caught that, most of them probably aren't going to catch it. I'd say probably 99% won't. That person just happened to be diligent. Yeah, they're diligent. As a matter of fact, I think that particular appraiser, every time I've gotten them, because I do a lot of VA, the appraisals have come in low. They're super diligent. Be prepared for that. If you know that there's some unpermitted work to your house, I'm not exactly saying to go out and get it fixed right now, but be prepared if it comes back to get it fixed. Make a plan. Make a plan with your real estate agent to get that fixed. It'll save you a lot of time. The next one is disclosures. The buyers are super picky right now. Disclose, disclose, disclose. I don't care how minor it is. I mean, I literally have a little stain on my ceiling here in the hallway, and it came because my roof leaked. As soon as we saw it, oh my goodness, what's that? It's a stain. There must be a roof leak. Next day, got it fixed. Got it fixed. Great roofer, by the way. He's a really nice guy. Gets into a longer story. It has to do with the handyman I used at the time, but got it fixed. Just because it's fixed doesn't mean I should not disclose it. I must disclose it. You had a leak in your, I mean, come on, everybody has a sink that leaks somehow. It didn't do that much damage. Guess what? You still need to disclose it. You didn't disclose it, that's grounds for them to cancel. Disclose that stuff. Make it easy. If you owned your house more than 2 years, trust me, you're walking away with more than $100,000. There is nobody, I can't speak for the rest of the country, there's nobody in Las Vegas who owned a house more than 2 years who doesn't have $100,000 in equity, even after the price reductions we've had coming off the peak. That's a good thing. Heck, a year and a half ago, you're probably a minimum of 100. Yeah, you probably maybe a maximum of 100,000. You'll probably walk away with 75, 80. You're probably like sitting around kicking rocks. I'm only walking away with $80,000 after the realtor and everything. And in a normal market, if we hadn't had this kind of run up, you would have walked away with 35 or 40. So be grateful. And the final one, that's really not that big of a deal here in Las Vegas, and I've only seen it cause an issue twice ever. Foundation, especially if you have trees close to the house, that's where you're gonna really see your issues. And there's certain trees that actually are no longer legal here in Clark County. I think it's the mulberry tree. I'm not gonna swear to it because this is one I ran across. But if you still have it there, they can't make you take it out. But if you can't put one in, but they have these deep roots that'll get into your foundation and crack it up. Get that inspection. Because last thing you want to do is get halfway through, you think you're going great, you went out looking for a new house, you're gonna started packing, and your transaction falls apart because of a mulberry tree. You don't want that happening. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed the presentation today. If you need to get in touch with us, call, text, or email. There's a calendar link below. You can get on my calendar. We can talk for about 15 minutes, or someone from my team will talk to you. All of our information is in the info tab. And if you've received a little bit of value today, just a little, go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you haven't, and hit that thumbs up. Leave us a comment, because that's the way the YouTube algorithm works. And even though I've lost my dog, and I mean lost him, he just sticks around my wife now. He doesn't give a rat's rear end about me. But at least I get him some kibble or something.